Two actors book the same commercial, only one gets residuals. Why? Hi, I'm Josh Evans, a commercial performer and a New York local board member, and welcome to Take 5. Today, we're going to break down the commercials contract, but specifically linear use and how performers get paid when their commercials run on broadcast and cable. And I am joined by Tracy Hyman, Executive Director for the Commercials and Co-Ed Department, to walk us through what you need to know. Hi, Tracy.
Hey, Josh, thanks for doing this with me.
It's good to be here with you. Look, let's start here. What determines whether a performer gets residuals on a commercial?
Their role. It's as simple as that. Are they a principal performer or are they an extra? And a principal performer is both on camera or off camera, but that's what's going to trigger you getting a residual if the commercial's used.
Great. Now, I know that we did another Take 5 about digital use in commercials. So how does the pay structure on the linear side of our contract actually work?
So the linear structure is broken down to a couple different types of use, with Class A and DigiNets being the paid per use, the ones that people know about. It's not on a flat fee. Every time it airs, there's a payment that comes with it. And those are only paid on 13-week cycles. Everything else I'm going to talk about is either a 4-week, 13-week, or 1-year cycle that they can buy. We have everything from cable to local cable, where local cable is under 3 million subscribers. There is Wild Spot, which is when they're picking and choosing what markets they want to air in, as opposed to it running nationally. In addition to national cable, something called All Other North America. And that's sort of taking unwired network and what used to be like Class B and C. All of those are now bundled into one type of use called All Other North America. So that's sort of how linear is broken up into the different types of opportunities for a commercial to be airing.
Yeah, so really is that sort of the reason why some commercials might pay more than others is just the broad use of that commercial?
100%. The commercials are paid on a flat fee based on the length of time, based on where.
It's an oversimplification, but I guess the more it airs, the more that you would earn as a performer.
Exactly.
Great. Now, let me ask a question about product conflicts. Now, can you talk a little bit about how a product conflict might limit a performer's ability to work for another employer?
Sure. So use on the linear contract side, everything carries exclusivity. And that means that the service or product that you are in a commercial for, they will hold you to that product or service so that you cannot do competing commercials for other companies. Now, they also have the opportunity to expand that exclusivity. For example, if you did a commercial for body soap and they were holding you for the direct conflict of body soap, but it was a body soap that had moisturizer in it, they may want to expand that conflict to hold not only body soap, but also body lotion. In that case, they do have to pay the performer more to hold that additional conflict. They'd have to pay 50% more of your session in use to keep you tied to that product, because you're limited in what other commercials you're going to be able to go out for.
As the sort of the pool of employers shrinks due to a product conflict, our member would make more money for that restriction on their ability to find a competing employer.
Correct.
That's great. Now, can you tell me some of the details that a performer might be on the lookout for? I mean, from the very beginning, when they get the breakdown for the audition, all the way to when they end up on set and they're actually signing their contract.
When you start looking at your breakdown, you're going to see things like the intended use, which means how they think they might use it. But it's really important to keep in mind it's not a guarantee of how they're going to use it. It's just what they think the media buy is going to be. You also want to look to see if there's any stunts or hazardous work, any nudity, animals, things like that, anything that's going to put you in danger. You want to be aware of all of that when you're reading the breakdown. Also, if there are any waivers that have been given, like a public service announcement waiver or low budget digital waiver, if any of that's going to be in there. And then when you get to set, you want to check and make sure that everything that you saw in the breakdown is properly reflected on your contract, that they haven't changed the conflict area. The most important thing, though, if any of that, is call us. The commercials department is here ready to answer all of the questions, whether you are new to the industry or a veteran. There's always questions that come up that you've never faced before. And we're here to answer and help you through all of it to make sure that you're being as successful as you can in your craft.
Well, that's great, Tracy. It's good to know that staff always has our back. And thank you for taking the time to break this all down with me. To learn more about commercials, their linear use, and how you're paid, visit SAGAFTRA.org/commercials. Thanks.
Bye, Josh.
Bye.